Let me at her! Let me at her! Ah, my foot! That's my bad foot! Smells like...
Does BC stand for big?
Okay. Scared me.
That's weird. Why is it all dry and there's nothing on?
Put that back. All right, guys, we have 8 hours to install everything that you see here because this car is getting debuted at Slammedenuff Gatlinburg. We got the Work ZR10s, the Michelin Pilot Sport 4Ss, the BC Racing BR Coilovers, EBC Rotors, EBC track pads, and of course, brand new FI exhaust with hats. So we're gonna try and get it all done in one day. It might be a little chaotic, but of course we got Dakota, who is 100% always focused on getting the job done, and Gels, who never ever makes a mistake because everything always takes 20 minutes. Let's get into it.
I found Gels.
I'm ready, baby. Let me at her! Let me at her!
These are some big ass calipers. My God. Holy cow. Holy cow. This thing's gonna stop. All right, so we got the classic perch and then the shock. And I think, yep, just 2 bolts up there. 1 bolt down here. The rears should go fairly simple. Take like 20 minutes, that's right.
The 2023 Nissan Z has what's called advanced suspension. That's what the marketing team decided to call it. It's an aluminum double wishbone front and multi-link rear monotube shocks, okay? The double wishbone is a solid start, and that doesn't really need to be replaced, but the adjustability is what we need in the coilover, so that's what we did. Now, I've never ran BCs before, but I've probably done 24 car tests with them, and I've always enjoyed what they've done. So I figured it was time for me to try it out on my very own car.
That's weird. Why is it all dry and there's nothing on?
Put that back.
All right. One thing that is a little nerve-wracking is these fenders thick underneath, not rolled. Very much need to be rolled. The rears are fine. The rears are nice and flat.
Oh, did you already check that?
Yep.
I think it's cool to see more of Nissan being Nissan on this car. Like what you just explained, right? Which is like the simplicity of some of the stuff, and then obviously some of the shortcomings that make Nissan Nissan.
Keep saying how simple it is, but I don't see a strut out. Gels radiating.
Yeah, when Gel starts
46
to
in the morning.
when Gel starts to
80
work,
in the afternoon.
he just starts.
You can't see it on
cooking.
camera, but there's just steam
He's
coming
so
off him.
warm.
Get that out. Okay. Scared me. Now this. That is neat. I like that.
You're not doing it with enough energy.
I like that.
He likes that.
I mean, I don't know. I just never seen something like this, and it was honestly easier. Felt easier to do it this way because like it wasn't putting a ton of like pressure on this bolt to like get out, and you have to have the jet. Like
Because then you're like wiggling.
yeah, you let it down. You
disconnect.
disconnect this from the sway bar, which is really nice because there's a nut on both sides that you can grab onto.
Because the
is
coilover sits here.
Yeah, this is like the lower mount, and you just pull this whole assembly.
Which would
out.
make replacing this super easy too then.
Let's go. How's it look?
Why is there a gasket on there?
Yeah, that's now we got to replace suspension gaskets. Come on.
See, this is the problem though, and why people hate this car so much. Because Nissan built this car with basic components, easy to work on, always been easy to modify. That's the whole thing. And then dealers are like, new car? $75,000. It's like, this is not a $75,000 car. This is not a $75,000 coilover. It's not.
Yeah, but it
Shop,
came with
whatever.
raised. All right, Joe's first corner is out. What would you rate that experience 1 out of 10?
9.
Yeah,
Really?
I was gonna say
Really
9.
easy.
That was really simple.
it's good to hear.
Here's what we're replacing it with. That's this.
Just fancy this.
It is.
It really
You
is.
got customization on the top, and you can control your ride height.
Where's your gasket? How come they named it Jack and not like John or Greg? What you doing? Just reading about the Z?
Trying to find some information so that we don't dugga.
I have never seen somebody actually read an owner's manual, so good on you.
I really gotta stop. I really gotta stop getting tickets.
You want another one?
Well, I got a warning. I was going not that far over, which is why I gave me a warning. 21 miles an hour.
Put on the gas. Here you go.
Another gasket. Another gasket.
It's kind of a funky looking thing, isn't it?
That's weird though.
Oh my god.
Bolt goes all the way to the front of the car.
This holds the whole car together, actually.
Yeah, attaboy. Oh. Nice, there you go.
No, I don't want you to grab it.
Does BC stand for big?
Get knee shots. Whoa! 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 Whoa!
All right, Joe, since the rear's just about locked in here, what would you rate the rear now installation?
7.
7K.
So,
Front's a little bit
really
better,
straightforward. It's just like, it gets a little harder with this big old control arm and the spring perch to get this out. A little sketch, a little weird. And this bolt was giving us a little bit of issues, just like the way that it's like torsioned and stuff. The way it's like. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to work now.
The install here took less than 3 hours, and we completely replaced the rear spring and coil setup into just a true coilover, and it was all easy peasy.
I can see why you'd want to replace your rotors. I mean, you've had the car for what, 400 miles?
This is a brand new EBC rotor, and we've got the new, what are they, RPX track brake pads. So if you guys don't know, the old Z's in terms of like the braking area, not super duper. Like they do all right, but you really want to jump in, that is the wrong one. But what you really want to do is you want to jump into something that's going to give you a little bit more stopping power, because unfortunately these rotors aren't the greatest and the pads aren't either, and the fluid really isn't either. So there's been a lot of arguments about whether slotted or drilled makes a difference. And based on my professional history that I've done, the actual slotted pretty much just helps with getting a lot of the gunk out of the way as you apply a lot of braking pressure, typically more for track usage, whereas the drilled helps with a lot of like rapid cooling, rapid heat. So if you're going for a lot of track use, you go with slotted, and if you want a more street kind of better looking one, you can go drilled. I went with slotted because I just like slotted. With that being said, if you're looking for it, time for the plug. You can get EBC on martiniworks.com as well, in case you were wondering. So there's the one of the pads.
Pretty chooched up, pretty much gone. No life in it.
There is the other one. Holy shit. This is how legends are.
What the hell was that?
It's just been stuck in my head for 3 weeks since you never shut the up about it last time we were in
I
here.
never said that once today. I never
Do not
said
gaslight
it once.
me.
You're
Do not
gaslighting me. Someone's got to hang on to that. Quick, now take the rotor off.
We chose slotted rotors because we plan on utilizing a bit more track racing purpose use for this car, and I know people will argue about this all day. Now, drilled is cool too to keep temps down, I totally get that, but we're gonna be fixing that with some high temp brake fluid and some gnarly RPX racing brake pads instead. You can argue with me in the comments if you want, I'm still gonna throw hands.
Oh, it's the wrong size. All right, Gels, doing Brembo brake pads and rotors from EBC on the Nissan Z. What do you rate it?
10 out of 10, easy, super easy. The Brembos make it really simple. Like the pads just pop out here with a couple pins. There's 2 bolts to just take the assembly off. There was 2 bolts for the bracket because there's a hard line and we didn't want to like kink it or anything. So we just kind of took the whole thing off, swapped the rotor, put everything back on, put new pads in, good to go.
Why are you upside down?
Because he's upside down.
Oh, sorry I asked.
What do you mean upside? Oh!
Wait a minute. Okay, fronts are in, working on the rear. How's it going? Double L?
This is a good pose for you.
This is a tripod pose.
It's a fucking thigh pose, bro.
Stop. What are you doing?
Smells like.
By the way, if you're looking to build your car, wait, no, I'm supposed to say, how'd your car Martini works?
There it is.
Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Dakota keeps whipping me with a wet noodle if I get it wrong.
It's gonna be a dry noodle.
Pat!
Lick one, just one, once. Don't you want to know what brake pad tastes like?
Faster.
Nice work, team. The rear brakes were my favorite. If you guys aren't doing anything later, we can try having a rotor throwing contest.
My foot! That's my bad foot!
There you go. All right, now, I'm a slut for wheels. I love them. I can't get rid of them, and I'm not sorry. And the Work ZR10s are perfect for me. Now, people will say, oh, Alex, why didn't you get a 5-spoke? People, they look so much better with a 5-spoke. Bitch, I tried, but the car looks so much better. We ended up lowering the rear end. It sat about from the floor to the top of the wheel well at about 26 inches or so, and it just looks better. It's like 11 o'clock on a Thursday, but it looks awesome. It looks so, I'm so excited. I'm a little nervous. They're 19s, they're not 20s, but I still think they look absolutely sick. I'm excited to see what it looks like once it's actually on the ground.